child, I played the violin, and then when I was 14, I switched to viola. And the reason is very, very simple. My teacher used to be principal of the radio orchestra in Naples, and one day, we were in the middle of the lesson, he took his own viola and gave it to me to try out. I remember so clearly that feeling of trying to produce the sound on this larger violin. And the sensation of fullness and richness was extraordinary. I remember discovering the sound of the C string, which was something completely new for me. And it was obvious at that point that I wanted to play the viola, I wanted to be a violist. So after each concert, the first thing everyone is always asking me is, what instrument are you playing? It sounds so amazing. And I tell them, this is a modern French viola made by this wonderful luthier called Frédéric Chaudière. And immediately I can see on their faces that they are not only very surprised, but sometimes a bit disappointed, because they expected me to say that I'm playing a Guarneri or I'm playing an Amati, a Strat. They don't realize that it's the player making the sound and not the instrument itself. Sound is very important to me. Already as a young player, I used to be very fascinated by the sound of great string players, such as Heifetz, Primož, Piatigorsky, Zuckerman, Ferraz, Menuhin, and so on. I was very lucky that both my teachers, Alberto Lisi and Michael Tree, they had a wonderful, very original, very personal sound, which was a great source of inspiration for me. I met Alberto Lisi when I went to Switzerland to study at the Menuhin Academy, which was a school for gifted string players that he founded together with Yehudi Menuhin. He was an extraordinary violinist and a supreme artist. Every single note that came out of his violin was the most inspiring, beautiful, genuine, perfect, and yet always very, very touching. He was a great man, extremely demanding and tough on all his students, just as much as he was with himself. I remember being extremely scared of him. Even later on, when I became his assistant and viola teacher at the academy, he had this uncompromising personality which sometimes could be so terrifying. And yet, he could be so incredibly charming and extremely giving. I truly miss him a lot, and I miss his playing. He was very generous to me, and there is no doubt, without him, I wouldn't be what I'm today. I was always very close to music with an autumn mood, with those melancholic colors. And it's no surprise that Brahms is my favorite composer. Probably some of the best pieces ever written for viola are in the chamber music repertoire, which fortunately is huge. Since there are not many original works written for this instrument, I strongly believe in arrangements, especially when they are well done. I've been making and using several arrangements in my concert and in recordings, and I was glad to get enthusiastic feedback also from musicians which played the same piece on the original instrument. Recently I made an arrangement of the Schumann Cello Concerto for Viola based on the cello part, but also on the violin version. I think it sounds really good on the viola. Really, really good. Playing this concerto is a real gift. The second movement is so incredibly beautiful. 4 minutes of divine music. Everything is there. Sadness, love, hope. It's one of the most beautiful pages Schumann ever wrote. I hope one day this concerto will be part of the standard repertoire. Somehow fits the viola perfectly. Coming to Yale was one of the most exciting changes in my life. I joined a faculty of wonderful teachers and great performers, having as a colleagues personality like Peter Frankel, Annika Vafian, David Schifrin, the Tokyo String Quartet, the Brentano String Quartet, and many more is a real privilege. Thanks to the great leadership and vision of Dean Blocker, today the school is tuition-free, and hopefully, very soon, we will be able to offer even better conditions to our wonderful students. Being in a community like Yale is also about to be exposed to so many different cultures and so much knowledge, which I found to be really fascinating and so enormously inspiring for a musician. Yes, I'm really happy to be here at Yale. I really love teaching. For me, it's as important as performing. Those two activities are so connected. I feel that the more I give as a teacher, the more I receive as a performer. I've been very lucky, both at the Manion Academy and here at the Yale School of Music, dealing with wonderful young talents, which certainly were extremely inspiring to watch. Yes, students learn from great teachers, but as a teacher, you can learn a great deal from gifted students. Alberto Lisi, Johannes Esker, and Michael Tree were my mentors and teachers. They all gave me so much. They shaped my life as a musician. Now I feel stronger than ever that I have to pass on all what I've learned from them. One of the greatest things coming at Yale was for me to meet Boris Berman, which is one of my colleagues at the school. He's an amazing pianist, a wonderful artist, and we started playing together. And right from the beginning, there was a very, very special feeling. We've been even making a recording recently, and it's an extraordinary experience and pleasure for me to play with such a wonderful artist. And our partnership is very, very, very special. And even though we are very different, at the same time, when we get together and we start making music, it's so incredibly natural. And it's such a pleasure to spend time with him. Passion for photography came quite late. When I lived in Switzerland, I was inspired to take pictures from some of my friends, which were really excellent. At the beginning it was hard, I wasn't very good. But slowly I started improving and learning from reading magazines and books. It became really a great passion. In many ways, I think it helped me being a better musician, being inspired by people and places. I always bring a camera with me when I travel, and it gives me a lot of pleasure to see the world through the viewfinder. I have so many more projects and dreams, wonderful music which I want to learn and play, collaboration I want to explore, and young talents I want to teach. I feel so spoiled that despite all the sacrifices and struggle every musician faces, our profession is so incredibly rewarding, spreading so much joy around us. Well, I really hope I can continue doing this as much as I can.